I think of all my work in terms of continuous improvement, and that is something that I bring to both the work that I do at the DOE, also the way that I think about education and educational change in general. Continuous improvement is really about making sure that you are taking a learning stance and a growth mindset. And it is about bringing tools from improvement science to bear on problems of practice in education. One of the things that was really cool about my project at CPRL was that we were learning about evolutionary learning in the classroom, but then also getting to study the techniques through the program evaluation that I was working on.
Evolutionary learning is articulating the problem you're trying to solve, the things you're going to do to solve that problem, and what you want to see happen after the problem is solved. And then also coming up with ways to measure your progress along the way and reflecting on your progress to figure out what you're going to do differently next time.
About 6 months into my job at the Boys and Girls Club, I took over the development and fundraising department. And a lot of development and fundraising is grant writing and getting individual people to donate, but a lot of it is also grant reporting and showing people the work that you've done or that the organization has done, in our case, to help serve kids so that they want to give money. I actually took everything that I learned at CPRL and helped build a theory of action and a measurement framework for the Boys and Girls Club so that we could measure our impact. We ended up building a very comprehensive logic model / measurement framework that we're still using today to show us how we can improve our programs for the kids and then also allow us to report back on what we're doing for our funders.
If you are ever in a situation where you are with other people, where you have to go do things with those other people, again, I really do think that evolutionary learning is how you move the ball forward if you're willing to invest in that upfront effort of figuring out how things are done, figuring out how you are going to work together. It informs my practice a lot.
I use evolutionary learning and the principles of it every day in my job. My current role, I work with school districts to help them tackle really complex challenges. So the very first thing I do when I start a new project is to align with them on what the problem is that we're trying to solve and articulate a theory of action so that we're on the same page about how we're going to solve that problem.
I think learning about evolutionary learning through CPRL really reminds you that no matter how much experience you have with something or how long you've done a task, like, there's always ways to improve and there's always ways to get better. You could be an expert in something, but you can still do better. And that kind of mindset shift is really important, I think, for everyone, but especially in education, as there are constantly new ways to do things and new technologies coming out and new methodologies and curriculums for how to best teach something. You have to be open to the idea that you've been a teacher for many years, but you can still improve, or you've been a nonprofit leader for many years, but your nonprofit can still get better. And that's really stuck with me as I've worked in the Boys and Girls Club and just kind of continued on in my career.